going to be priming my face. I'm using this Face of Australia face primer with vitamin E and chamomile, and it's also a oil-free formula, so if you do get oily skin, this one's really good. So when I go out, I prefer to have something that's a little bit more kind of full coverage and something that's going to last really well for a long time on the skin. So I'm going to be using my Graftobian HD Glamour Cream Super Palette, and this is the warm palette. So it's good because it's got like a massive amount of colours, and depending whether I've tanned or not, I can really custom make something to suit my current skin colour, which changes quite often. Okay, so I'm going to be using my Fearless Pro 1F foundation brush, and I'm going to use the shade... Ooh, that's a bit dark. Okay, that one's better. So I'm going to use the shade Vixen and maybe a dash of the Femme Fatale in there just to kind of deepen it up very, very slightly. Starting to feel more human. Okay, so now I'm going to use my Kate McNabb concealer in Light, and I'm just going to conceal all of my blemishes. This concealer is good because it is quite thick and it's just a real full coverage kind of concealer. Okay, so I'm just going to set just like my T-zone where my skin gets a little bit oily, and for that I'm just going to use my Arbonne FC5 mattifying powder. The good thing about this powder is it is actually green. So if you do get any kind of redness, it is good to kind of counteract that while setting your foundation at the same time. So onto eyebrows, I'm going to be using my Too Faced okay, try that again. I'm going to use my Too Faced Bulletproof Brows in Universal Taupe, my ultimate favourite. As usual, nothing's really changed there. And I'm just going to use my slant angle brush from Arbonne. Alright, much better. Okay, so for my kind of eye primer today, I'm actually going to be using a black eyeliner because I feel that's going to give me a really nice dark deep base. I'm only going to kind of apply it really lightly, and it's going to be a bit messy to start off with, but that's okay because we'll blend it all out afterwards anyway. So I'm going to use my Eye of Horus Goddess pencil. This is the Goddess Smoky pencil. It is incredible. It is the blackest black and it just sticks so well, but it's still really nice and creamy to use as well. So I'm going to just apply this onto my lid, just really, really messily and roughly, so you can see. No kind of rhyme or reason to that. I'm going to take the other end of the pencil, which is a kind of smudging end, and I'm just going to start to smudge that out. I'm going to start off just by taking my contour colour. This is Savvy Sun-Kissed Bronzer in Bronzed Kiss, and I'm just going to start to apply that into my cream. So it's also important to do near the inner corners of your eyes. This can easily transition down to your like side of nose contour as well. And I'm also going to start doing some underneath my eyes as well. Okay, so the next shadow I'm using is Java by Arbonne, and this again is a matte brown shadow, but it's slightly darker than the contour colour. Again, still using the same brush, and I'm just going to again apply that in. Oh, I can't talk. Okay. Again, I'm just going to be applying this into the crease, slightly below the last colour that we used, because you still want to have that gradient effect of colour. Just make sure you blend it out really well. So the black that I'm going to use again is a matte black. This is by Sugar Pill, and it is their Bulletproof eyeshadow. It's so black. Alright, so there's nothing on this brush except a little bit of that Java shadow, and I'm going to start blending this away. So all I'm doing is just windscreen wiper motions, and I'm starting to kind of incorporate some of that black colour up into the crease. So moving my windscreen wiper motions down lower and then back up. So back to my trusty Goddess Smoky pencil. I'm going to apply this onto my top lash line, right in between all of those lashes. Going in with that smudgy end. So now I'm going to apply the same pencil onto my lower waterline. If you're worried that your eyes are going to appear really small, then you can always opt for a white eyeliner or even a creamy peachy colour. Honestly, the great thing about this pencil is you don't need to like drag it on. It's not harsh or anything like that. I do have a discount code for Eye of Horus makeup, so I'll be listing that in the description box below if you wanted to get your hands on this eyeliner. Back to the Sugar Peel Bulletproof Shadow. Just going to start to add some more depth again, because so much blending can lighten your smoky eyes. So I've got a little bit of the bulletproof on the fluffy side of the brush. And again, I'm just going to start blending into the crease. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to take the smaller side of the brush again and more of the bulletproof, and I'm going to go along my lower lash line. We're going to be adding some of the brown colour in here, but it's important to make sure that your lash line is very dark. With the fluffy side of the brush and some of that Java colour, and just help to blur out any harsh lines along the lower lash line. By making your lower lash line colour like come down slightly, this is also going to make your eyes appear a lot larger rather than just restricting it to your waterline. I have a bit of fallout on my face, that's alright. I'm just going to dust that away. And I'm going to go back in with the eye brightener. I think it's really important when having such a dark smoky eye that your under eyes are quite bright looking. Not like, oh, I'm blind, but but like you don't want to have massive kind of dark circles, because it's going to just make you look sick or, you know, tired. So alright, so now I'm going to add some contouring to my face. So I'm back to my trusty Savvy contour colour, going to contour down the sides of my nose. So I'm using my Eyebrow Precision brush to contour the sides of my cheeks. Okay, so to give my skin a really nice youthful glowiness, I'm going to be using my Eyebrow blush in Blossom. And I'm going to start to apply this on top of my contour and definitely on the apples of my cheek. You don't want to look too washed out when you've got such a dark smoky eye, so definitely blush and contouring is very, very important. Anything that's left over, I'm just going to dust that around my face. So the lashes I'm using today are by Lash Republic. So onto mascara, I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Mega Impact Mascara, and this is just in black, and I'm going to apply a lot on my top and lower lash line. I'm going to go back in with some more of that Java shadow and just the big fluffy brush, just around the kind of perimeters of my smoky eye, just to really soften it out. I just feel that, yeah, it was lacking a little bit of something, something. So for my highlight, I'm going to use Kate McNabb's Whipped Cream eyeshadow. Got just that little bit of iridescent quality in it. You don't want anything that's going to be too crazy shiny on your brow bone, especially when the rest of your makeup is so matte. So, on to highlighting. I'm going to use this one from Medusa's Makeup, and it's called Healthy. So I'm going to be applying this on the high points of my face. Wow, look at that. It does have that little hint of kind of colour to it, but it's going to give you that kind of healthy glow. Okay, so onto lips. This is Coral Calling from e.l.f. Some gloss, and this gloss may lighten it up a little bit. This is the Essence XXXL Shine Lip Gloss in Bubble Babe. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've liked this video. Definitely check out the description box below for links to all my social media sites. All that jazz will be listed below. And yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I love you all, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.